Welcome to Japanese Made Easy, where we use advanced techniques like pattern recognition and contextual learning so you can quickly and easily start speaking Japanese.
This is Greg. Welcome to Japanese Made Easy, Episode 7. In the last episode, we primarily worked with casual Japanese, so let's go over some polite versions really quick. This isn't too difficult, so we'll go fast. First, though, when asking where something is, what particle do we use in front of
doko?
If you aren't sure, please go back and listen to Episode 6 again. Previously, we heard
リモコンどこ?
then
サンドイッチどこ?
and the short and casual
ケンジどこ?
So the wa particle belongs in there grammatically and is understood to be there by the listener. But because this is casual and really short, it would be normal to drop it. In polite Japanese, as you know by now, we won't drop the particles so easily. So first, just listen, then you give it a try. By the way,
すみません.
isn't part of this construction, so let's assume you have the person's attention already. At the electronics shop,
リモコンはどこですか?
can't find sandwiches at the convenience store,
サンドイッチはどこですか?
and speaking politely, it's more likely we'd use a person's last name. So instead of Kenji, let's use his last name, Tanaka.
田中さんはどこですか?
Again, I imagine you have some experience with Japanese, and the
ですか?
part of these sentences is so common, I'm guessing you are familiar with it already. So, really quick, ka is used at the end of sentences in polite Japanese to form questions, and desu generally translates as is. So, let's take a closer look at just one of these.
リモコンはどこですか?
Remote control wa where is, with ka making it a question. We will get deeper into this wa usage. For now, just remember this is a where is something question. So we use thing wa doko. Okay, you give it a try. First say the casual version, then switch to polite. At a friend's house, ask where the remote is.
リモコンどこ?
At an electronics shop, ask a store employee where the computers are.
パソコンはどこですか?
At a friend's house, looking in the refrigerator, ask where the ketchup is.
ケチャップどこ?
At a grocery store, ask an employee where the mayonnaise is.
マヨネーズはどこですか?
The teacher of the calligraphy class has disappeared. In polite Japanese, ask, where's Ogawa sensei?
小川先生はどこですか?
Now, let's look at the polite versions of the where are you going questions and sentence ending no that we encountered. Previously, when Kenji's girlfriend was headed out the door, wanting to know what's up, he asked,
どこ行くの?
and she replied,
稽古とスタバに行くよ.
literally, keiko, with Starbucks, target location of go. In natural English, we'd translate that as, I'm going to Starbucks with Keiko. Kenji's coworker Daiki is a slacker. Yet again, Daiki seems to be headed to the break room. In a somewhat accusatory tone, Kenji asks,
どこに行くんですか?
Daiki says something about needing another cup of coffee, and he thought he heard some noise, and he better check it out. The casual version,
どこ行くの?
And polite,
どこに行くんですか?
you is implied. So literally, where, target location of will go, and instead of the full no, we have an abbreviated sound, just and then is. Listen one more time.
どこに行くんですか?
Now you are in charge at the office, and there goes Daiki again. He mumbled something about smoke coming out of the break room, and he better check it out. Let him know that he's on your radar. Ask him where he's going.
どこに行くんですか?
And now here's your tip of the day from Japanese Made Easy.
You need to know both the normal English version and the superliteral version for each phrase you learn. Don't write off SLT as unimportant or just a side note. In the previous episode, we learned sumimasen, which is usually translated as excuse me, I'm sorry, or even thank you. But the underlying meaning or superliteral translation that works in any of those situations is sorry to have bothered you in some way. A big mistake that virtually all language students make is they don't learn the superliteral translation of things. It's often not their fault, though, as most teachers don't think to provide it, or just aren't aware of the concept. Take the word
どうぞ。どうぞ。
It's generally taught as go ahead or here you are, but really at the core of that is the superliteral translation. Please do the implied action. If you hold the door for somebody and say,
どうぞ。
it can translate as go ahead, but the underlying meaning that works for all situations is please do the implied action. In this case, go through the door while I hold it. If I hold a plate of salad out for a person and say,
どうぞ。
that can translate as here you go. But again, the underlying meaning or superliteral translation is please do the implied action. That is, take the plate. SLT is a great shortcut to actually thinking in Japanese, as it gets down to the core underlying usage, and is also what is going to make particles in Japanese much easier to understand and use. Moving on, let's pick up some more easy cognates we can use as places we can go. Repeat after our native speaker.
フランス。フランス。
The Eiffel Tower is located in...
フランス。
Okay, next.
スペイン。スペイン。
Barcelona is located in...
スペイン。
And next.
ロシア。ロシア。
Moscow is located in...
ロシア。
Since we have some new countries, we can also easily make nationalities and ultimately languages as well. Recalling our pointing out the existence of somebody or something with ga iru or ga aru pattern, in polite Japanese, point out and mention the group of people from Canada.
カナダ人がいます。
Point out and mention the group of people from Spain.
スペイン人がいます。
You were expecting to see some people from Russia at a Russian food restaurant, but no Russian people.
ロシア人がいません。
Mention and point out the people from France.
フランス人がいます。
Let's do just a few of those in casual Japanese. Your friend didn't notice, but you did, and you want to mention it. Point out the existence of some people from France.
フランス人いるよ。
From Spain.
スペイン人いるよ。
And there aren't any people from Russia.
ロシア人いないよ。
You're surprised to hear that your friend is headed to Russia. Ask or confirm what you just heard. You're going to Russia?
ロシアに行くの？
They reply,
そう、
this
そ
is another affirmative response. It could translate as, that's right, or the response could have been,
う、そ
yeah, that's right. Your friend is going to Spain. Inquire further with, you're going to Spain?
スペインに行くの？
How would they respond to the affirmative? Basically, yeah, that's right.
うん、そう。
Now a little comprehensible input, that is, absorbing without explanation. Based on the answer to the question, what's the question?
誰と？
They answer, I'm going with Kenji.
ケンジと行くよ。
The answer to the meaning of
誰と？
will be revealed in just a second. Recalling this country,
フランス。フランス。
ask, you're going to France?
フランスに行くの？
And respond, yeah, that's right.
うん、そう。
誰と？
Tell them Kenji with will go. Yo.
ケンジと行くよ。
So far, we've learned how to ask where a person is going, so let's compare patterns. I might ask, tomorrow.
どこ行くの？
I could also ask, yesterday,
どこ行った？
next Monday,
どこ行くの？
last Tuesday,
どこ行った？
this coming weekend,
どこ行くの？
last weekend.
どこ行った？
Okay, you give it a try. Next Tuesday,
どこ行くの？
last Tuesday.
どこ行った？
In Japan, in May, there's a national holiday called Golden Week. If you live in Japan for at least a year, you'll likely hear people talking about their plans, or discussing what they did when they get back. As you know, I don't want to just tell you things up front, so follow along and watch how
行く、
changes when we talk about where we went. Two friends are talking about their plans for the upcoming Golden Week holiday.
ゴールデンウィークはどこに行くの？ゴールデンウィークはどこに行くの？
Golden Week, regarding it, where go. Now, if Golden Week were finished and the friends get together a few days later, they might ask,
どこに行ったの？
where target location of went. In natural English, where did you go?
どこに行ったの？
How would you translate this answer?
東京に行った。
I'd translate that as, I went to Tokyo. Another holiday in Japan that you will definitely hear about if you stay long enough is Obon.
お盆はどこに行くの？
For this one, can you tell me the super literal translation? That is, can you do the breakdown? Here's the sentence.
お盆はどこに行くの？
Take your time. Obon, then the wa, regarding it. Then we had doko, or where. Ni, target location of, go, or going to go. And attaching no on the end is common in casual Japanese and lends a bit of emotion, or gives the feeling we expect an answer of some sort. How would you say, I went to Kyoto?
京都に行った。
Hopefully with that, you're getting a feel for how we can change go to went. So let's give it a try. Our native speaker will say where they are going. You say the same place, but change it to where you went. We'll continue in casual Japanese.
スペインに行く。
That's I'm going to Spain. Now you say, I went to Spain.
スペインに行った。
ロシアに行く。
Say, I went to Russia.
ロシアに行った。
フランスに行く。
Change that to, I went to France.
フランスに行った。
Try saying both before our native speaker does. Ready? Canada.
カナダに行く。カナダに行った。
Australia.
オーストラリアに行く。オーストラリアに行った。
Since we are learning Japanese, of course, we need to be able to talk about Japan. Listen and repeat.
日本。日本。
Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto are major cities in...
日本。
Ask, where are you going?
どこ行くの？
Answer, I'm going to Japan.
日本に行く。
A friend stops by and you're talking about where they went for the Obon holiday. Ask Obon regarding it, where did you go?
お盆はどこに行ったの？
Answer, I went to Japan.
日本に行った。
That's cool and surprising. Ask, you went to Japan?
日本に行ったの？
And let's get the equivalent polite versions. Again, just look for how things change. So far, we learned how to ask where a person is going, so let's compare patterns. Tomorrow,
東京に行きます。
yesterday,
東京に行きました。
next Monday,
京都に行きます。
last Tuesday,
京都に行きました。
this coming weekend,
スペインに行きます。
last weekend.
ロシアに行きました。
You give it a try. I'll give you the hint and you make the sentence. Next Tuesday, France.
フランスに行きます。
Last Tuesday, Japan.
日本に行きました。
And let's make these into polite questions. First, I'm going to Tokyo.
東京に行きます。
Ask, did you go to Tokyo?
東京に行きましたか？
Keep in mind, this isn't asking, have you ever been? This is just, did you go? Starting with Mayumi to, say, I went to Kyoto with Mayumi.
まゆみと京都に行きました。
You'll get used to the word order as it's fairly common. Ask, did you go to Kyoto with Suzuki-san?
鈴木さんと京都に行きましたか？
I've never been to Sapporo, pronounced.
札幌。札幌。
Tell somebody you're going to.
札幌。札幌に行きます。
Same city, but tell them you went.
札幌に行きました。
Ask, did you go to Osaka and Sapporo?
大阪と札幌に行きましたか？
Okay, and the final exam for this lesson, just one question. Still, in polite Japanese, say, I went to Japan and Spain with Kenji. Take your time.
ケンジと日本とスペインに行きました。
All right, great job with all of that. As usual, I've made an extra practice version of today's lesson. You can grab that over at JapaneseMadeEasy.com. See you in the next episode.
This has been another episode of Japanese Made Easy. For additional practice audios and downloads, visit JapaneseMadeEasy.com.